Okay, we're going to take a look at Grand Prix circuits by Accolade. Let's go to Monza. This is a arcade, more of an arcade than a simulator, to be honest. It tries to sort of be somewhere in the middle ground, but to a certain extent it doesn't simulate that much. It's certainly no Formula 1 Grand Prix or revs or anything like that. The cockpit is very nice, and you certainly spend a lot of time looking at it due to the amount of loading in the game. I'm not really sure what it's loading, because all the tracks look pretty much identical, so it can't be loading graphics. If it's just track data, then you think they'd be able to fit more than one in, but this is obviously qualifying. I mean, oops, I think she blew the engine up. That was not a good start, but oh well. Just start at the back of the grids, that's not a problem. Yeah, the road routine itself is very good. It's quite realistic depiction. The perspective of the track changes nicely. And I guess there's some 3D calculations involved in that. Hence the reason that the frame rate is not as fast as your normal average arcade game. But it's still fast enough to be playable. Oh, here we go. Start again. Some quite good music, uses some samples. Let's go to Monaco then, which looks, well, graphically similar to Monza. Where enough the Ferrari? Let's try something else. Williams, there we go. This was released in what, 80? The games came out 88, I think. So Williams doing quite well back then. Just shortly before their heyday with Nigel Mansell and Damon Hill. I think the cockpit looks the same, but just different colours. Right, I'll try not to blow the engine this time. And we're off. Yeah, as I've said, the road itself is it's quite well done. Nice pit lane there. It's quite hard to. Whoops, man, it's quite hard to do more than 3 corners without blowing the engine. I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll lower the difficulty level just so automatic gears or something. I really don't think I revved it that high. I mean, I revved my real car higher than that. I've never had a blown engine in that. Speed up a bit. Right, let's go to beginner. We'll go back to Monaco. We'll start with Williams. There's not that many in terms of simulation on the Commodore 64, I mean, Revs was obviously the famous one by Jeff Crammond. Most of the other games are arcade based, really. Even though this looks quite like a simulator, there's not any way. There's no facilities to tinker with the car or anything like that. I mean, probably Ferrari Formula 1 would be the nearest you would find on the Commodore 64, but again, that's a pale shadow of the Amiga version, to be honest. Is this automatic gears? Yes. So I'm not going to blow the engine this time. Just not going to stay on the track. Yeah, there's no signpost to give you an idea of braking points, so you've got to rely on the map at the top, which I find not very realistic, to be honest, because you don't have a map in real life. You'd choose your braking points, or there'd be some signs to give you an idea. But there's nothing like that here. Well, here's the tunnel, which is so it's okay. It's adequately done, I suppose. And you get your little mirrors. I mean, that's quite a good feature. This is the swimming pool complex, if I remember correctly. Obviously, there are no graphics to give that indication, but I think I'm almost at the end of the lap. I remember there's no tyre wear or anything like that, it's just a damage meter, an overall damage meter at the top, which is that black bar above the steering wheel. Obviously, I've got no damage. Right, where did I qualify? Position 5. I mean, yeah, I can see some other cars now, you know, they're quite nicely drawn. The thing I don't like is the engine sound, which sounds terrible. It sounds worse than modern day real Formula 1 cars, and that's saying something. Yeah. You see I've taken quite a bit of damage there. Oh, the cars look like they're going quite slow, but I guess that's because I'm on beginner level. The frame rate's okay, but it's not very exhilarating, to be honest. If I remember correctly, the Amiga version looked fairly similar to this, but it was the frame rate was a bit faster. It was a bit more fun, I think. But I mean, this is probably, to be honest, this is probably as good as you're going to get. So on the Commodore 64, in terms of presenting a sort of semi-simulator. I think this was done by the same people that brought you a Test Drive, and Test Drive 2. So the frame rate and the road routine is fairly similar, I think. Okay, that was one lap. I mean, I'm miles ahead of the competition here. You can see the little white dots on the map. Well, there are some road markers at the side, but they're very sporadic. Excuse me. I'm actually doing a lot better on it. I've had a bit of practice. I mean, you know, this depiction of Monaco is not terribly realistic. You know, it doesn't look or feel anything like Monaco. You know, if you played any simulators on the on the Amiga or PC, you know, you got a rough idea of what Monaco is like, and this isn't it. But we didn't know any better back then, I suppose. But other than what you see on the television. One thing I am conscious of, there's not much gradient. It's a very flat track, which Monaco certainly isn't in real life. Oh, there's a car, and that's a bat marker. I think I'd buy him. That's easy enough. Can't believe I've actually lapped somebody. Oh, there's another one. And another one. Maybe beginner level's a little bit too easy. I think this is the end of the race. Of course, lap time says 1:06, which is not nowhere. It's way too quick for a lap of Monaco, but especially in 1988. And I'm sure it's not much faster these days. Well, that was a Grand Prix circuit. It tries to fit between arcade and simulator, but tends to ends up being neither really. So, and that was me starting at the back of the grid, well, no, middle of the grid, There you are. Right, well, there's not much more I can show you, so I'll end the video here. I'll give this. I mean, it's above average. I'll give it 6. I'm tempted to give it 7 out of 10, but yeah, I'll give it 7 out of 10. It's by no means a bad game. It's just it's not a great game. It's decent enough. I suppose if you're doing a season that that's be a bit more absorbing. Okay, that's off this video. Bye.